There are a lot of great grading tools that eBackpack has built into it, and I think that grading in eBackpack is best done on the iPad app for a number of reasons. One of which is that you usually have your iPad with you when you want to grade, you might not be near a computer, and the other is that a lot of the annotation and markup that you like to do in student grading, it's easier to do on an iPad screen than it is with a keyboard and mouse. So I'm going to show you what grading looks like from the iPad app, although you can do most of these things also on the PC or the Mac if you wanted to. So when you want to grade, and you open up eBackpack, what you're looking for here is a weighting review. This is the tile that's going to take you to the assignments students have turned in. That number, 115, is how many individual student papers or student assignments I have to look at amongst my classes. So when I tap a weighting review, it gives me a breakdown by both class and assignment, what I have to look at. So I can select any one of these to get going. I'm going to select this one down here, right? And then it's going to bring me to this particular assignment. You notice that it gives me the name of the assignment at the top. It's the Kill Mockingbird project, and then it gives me the instructions that I gave the students right here, right? And now it gives me a couple of options that are really neat. One is that obviously I can tap on any of the individual students. Let me just take the first one here, right? I can take any of these students and I can open up the assignment to grade. Now she provided a link to me for something I need to view on the web, so I don't need to mark this up, but the point is, that's the simplest way of getting into grading. However, you know, for typical homework assignments or for something where you're just going to give kind of a completion credit for it, one of the great options in eBackpack is this grade many. Right? So if I tap on grade many, I can assign a blanket grade to any of those categories. So I can take every student assignment that's a weighting review, all the ones that have been handed in, and I can give a grade and a comment. I can say grade, you know, complete, thank you, and I can say review, you know, please be prepared to discuss this in class on Monday, or something like that, and then each student will get that, right? I could also, if I turn a weighting review off and I turn on missing, it'll give an instruction to those students that are missing. I could say, you know, please submit this ASAP, and only the students that are missing the assignment will get that. So grade many is a nice feature. I'm going to cancel that, right? You might ask, how do you know whether someone's turned in or not? Where do you see the missings? Over here where it says show, I can tap on this arrow, and you can see that right now it's showing me people who've turned it in. Let me turn missing on. Let me turn turned in off. Here's the one student that didn't turn in the assignment through eBackpack there, right? So right away I can get a sense of who has things in and who doesn't, right? Now also you can see with each individual student you'll say on time, right? And if I scroll down here, let me find someone who happened to be late. There we go, right? Here you can see late entries, right? And you can see the different file types it accepts. This is a project that they had some options. So some students were turning in text, some students were turning in an image, and eBackpack handles all that really well. Let's get a typical assignment. Let's go back and grab a different kind of thing here. Let's grab vocabulary, right? And now when I open this up, here is a student's vocab homework. The file downloads on your iPad, right? And now you have market tools, right? So I've already graded this, but let's say I want to change the review. Now what I have are all these tools on my screen in the top left. I have a pen tool, so I can go in and I can annotate right on the page. I have a highlighter if I wanted to draw attention to something on screen, right? I can bring in some kind of box or call out or shape, and I can change that with what I want. I don't think there's a lot of reason to use this tool necessarily, but it's there, right? I can insert an image if I wanted to in this, and there's a video that goes through how to use a rubric in this to kind of put it on there. So if I wanted to put some kind of image, or if I had some kind of preloaded comment that I had in my photo library, I can put it on there. There are stamps in eBackpack. You can see obviously the presets, or custom, you can make your own stamp. There's an eraser tool, so if I want to go back and get rid of my highlights and my comments there, right? Now there's also a type tool, right? And anywhere you tap on screen brings up the text box, and I can type on the screen like so. But this is actually a pretty powerful tool. Say I want to give, you know, sort of abundant feedback to the students, but typing on your iPad screen gets to be a little tedious. If you have dictation enabled, and you'll see that with the microphone down here, you can do that in your iOS settings. Here's where you can dictate into the iPad, and the comments will be rendered and typed. The student can read them. You don't have to type it out. So let's try that. we're going to say enable dictation. Great job. Right? And it's going to render out in type what I've said into the mic, and then I can just kind of close that up, right? And I can go back, and now I've graded my student work. Now when I go to save, right, it's going to give me some options. Complete review and return means that I'm finished grading, I've done this one student's paper, and I'm done, right? And then it'll return that paper to that student and move on. Complete and open next is I'm getting on a roll here, I want to grade a bunch, and it's going to take me out of this student's assignment and into the next student alphabetically, and I'm going to keep going like that, and then eventually I'll hit complete review and return, and as many as I've graded in that session will be returned to you. So those are some grading tools in eBackpack.